We're up at 4,750 metres. I'm wrecked. The altitude's getting to me a bit. Whoa. I've been thrown a spanner with a 250 metre climb.
Typical morning rain.
Been copying horizontal rain. Diving for some fungus. I believe it's quite valuable. I've arrived in Yading with a bit of a long slog up. I don't even know if I'm going to stumble across anyone on this trek. How good's this? Bloody Aussie in the wilderness of China. This is the first glimpse above the tree line. 4,500 metres. It's going to be a big one. This first day is pretty tough. We're going up to almost 5,000 metres. I am acclimatised up to about 4.5. So I am struggling a bit now that I am at that altitude. Once I get to that saddle, I do have a descent, and then I'll sleep low, probably about 4,200. And then over the next 3 days, we go clockwise behind the mountains. It's going to be about 65 k's or so. I do a few side trips here and there, and probably about 4,000 metres of elevation gain. Here's our first snake in China. I've got no idea what it is, if it's venomous. This trek just got real. Oh shit. Going up through this valley, up to the saddle. So we've got about 400 metres to go. I'm pretty tired. I only had 5 hours sleep last night. I should pass out tonight, which is good. There must be a few people on trail. I've seen some fresh mule droppings, some fresh footprints in the mud. Maybe this morning, so perhaps there's a small tour group out. So I found the mules and the first campsite. Well, I've only been going for 3 hours, so I'm pushing on. I just feel like it's too high in altitude to sleep without getting any sort of symptoms. We're up at 4,750 metres. Marvellous. Been going for 4 hours now, 5:30. I'll probably go for another 2 hours. There's a saddle, and then I can finally go on the descent. We're at 4,900 metres, which means we're higher than Western Europe. The air's getting pretty thin. I'm struggling to breathe. My throat's dry. But we'll keep pushing on. I hope yaks don't tolerate like bulls, because I'm wearing red. There we have it, we're at the top of the pass. It was raining a fair bit last night. Woke up with a bit of a headache. I was kind of expecting it given I was going up to 5,000 metres. I am on the hunt for water. There's lots of sources around me, but they're all dirty. Upstream there's a lot of livestock. It's so cold. There's some fresh meal traps. This was the original camping ground I was looking at planning to set up last night. Would have been a long trek throughout the night. How good's this? Absolutely unreal. This might not end well. Oh. Track's very slow going. Like it's constant mud just about the whole way. This place is so joyful even in bad weather. It's unreal.
I never imagined my channel to grow, let alone today's action cameras would be this powerful. That's why I'm beyond excited to introduce today's sponsor, the Insta360 Ace Pro 2. Excuse the pun, but what instantly impressed me was just how easy it was to get rolling. From the initial setup to switching modes on the fly, the Ace Pro 2 makes it effortless. With a single tap I can jump from 4K to 8K recordings. It shoots in breathtaking 8K at 30 frames per second, crystal clear 4K at 60 frames per second with active HDR. It even supports slow motion 4K at 120 frames per second. Perfect for capturing high speed scenery and razor sharp clarity. With a 1/1.3 inch 8K sensor and dual AI chip mastery, this camera drives next level detail. Coming from my old 23 megapixel setup, seeing the Ace Pro 2's 50 megapixel capabilities was impressive. And honestly, the first stills from my trip speak louder than the words could. Low light footage used to be the Achilles heel of the action camera, noisy, flickery, frustrating. But with pure video mode, the Ace Pro 2 captures rich details and smooth footage in dim conditions. No post-editing wizardry skills are needed. The 1800mm amp battery charges rapidly and keeps me rolling for longer sessions without interruption. And when I pair it with a power bank charging bundle, it's a total game changer. Now I'll be honest, I've dropped this camera more times than I'd like to admit, from rocky trails to muddy slopes. But the rugged waterproof build has taken the hits like a champ. At worst, a few scratches on the lens guard, which by the way, is super easy to swap out thanks to this smart modular design. If you're ready to level up your adventure, don't wait. Check out the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 at the link in the description, because every journey deserves an epic storytelling.
Looks like there's a little hut down there and an alpine lake. Be pure bliss living off grid in that location. I'm going to get over this saddle. I think that's the final one for the day. This is one intimidating looking scree. I'm certainly not going to take my time going across here. It's just huge. This section is quite dense. Obviously not many people go through it. It's just all shrubs. It's all quite loose and wet. So that's where we came from a couple of hours ago. We've got 100 more meters up this pass, and that's it for the day. The weather looks pretty gnarly on the other side. It's not going to be very pleasant when I go over. The water runoff here is crazy. You're literally just jumping across stone from stone to stone to stone for kilometres. I thought I got to the top, but I still got 30 meters and a whole bunch of wind gusts. That's looking to greet and welcome me at 4,700 meters. I'm so dead. First time I actually seen the peak, 6,000 meters. What a sight. I'm wrecked. The altitude's getting to me a bit. I'm pretty tired, I haven't eaten that much. Such a long slog. Actually not sure if anyone's climbed it, given that the 3 6,000 meter peaks around this area are holy to the Tibetans. So I dare say there's a cultural significance. It's very icy. I actually haven't seen anyone on this trek today. It's just been me for 8 hours. It's not often you get solitude like that, especially in China. No megaphones, no speakers, no crowds. I did just have a tumble on one of the rocks. It's just super slippery, super icy. Came down pretty hard. Alright. Needs a bit banged up. Anyway, I'll live. I think the rains washed the screed out. There's no real safe way of getting down. That looks really low. Yo, fuck. I don't think it's going to end well. Whee. Whoa. Turns out I was wrong about the last pass being the last pass. I've been thrown a spanner with a 250 meter climb before the descent to the camp. It's very steep too. Done it. It's the 4th pass for today. Finished. So I'll pretty much just try and find a flat spot now that I've done the pass and rest up, cook some dinner and hit the sack. You might be able to see it, but it looks like there's a possible track that traverses underneath the mountain range and then up through the saddle over there. It looks quite sketchy in some parts, especially where the snow is and the screed. So this is my chosen spot to camp. Use spicy dried sardines in the mix.
Typical morning rain. It's about 9 AM and it stops and we pack up.
So this is the path across. It's a frozen waterfall. Way too slippery to cross. So we end up backtracking and climbing up the waterfall where the ice had melted. Still quite sketchy, it was quite slippery and screedy. Based off what I saw last night, there's going to be a few more sketchy components. Pretty tough conditions. So here's the first of the sketchy crossings. It's kickable. I'm going to give it a shot. It's only a small distance. Doesn't look like anyone's been here for quite some time. There are some steps kicked in, but they look weeks old. So finished the first hazard. There'll be another one coming up around the bend, I think. This is the big sketchy one. Problem is, I can't tell where the path goes. So I don't know whereabouts I'm crossing apart from up to the centre. It's quite icy in this middle section. Thankfully, it's not too deep. I might down climb a little bit and then run up this rocky chute. I made the right call. Don't realise how steep it is. Would have been quite a large crossing. Traversing across the screed in terrible conditions. Been copping horizontal rain and just wind gusts, everything to the face. Trying to navigate in this is quite difficult as well. On a positive, it's quite scenic now that it's clearing up. This is the first glimpse I've seen in like 3 hours. I finally got a view. Looking at the map, I've got to go to that saddle. So I'll probably have to climb up again and traverse across. Absolutely freezing, everything's saturated. What a day. Just want to set up the tent and get warm. It's so bloody cold. I'm actually surprised it's not snowing. That's how cold it is. Good climb up to the saddle. It's the first Tibetan I actually saw in 2 full days. Looks like they're farming for some fungus. From what I read previously, I believe it's quite valuable. Every corner I turn, there's more Tibetan farmers searching for these fungi. So a couple of the Tibetans come up to me and try and sell me some. I'm not sure how it's used, whether it's smoked or whether it's chewed or whether it's put in a stew. No idea. This quite possibly be the best camp spot I've ever set up. Today was seriously challenging. just with the conditions, the temperature, the altitude, it's how saturated the tent is. It's so untouched. I haven't seen another hiker since day one. I've only seen the local Tibetans. I would never have thought I'd be so isolated and have so much solitude in China. It has to be up there with my top 3 all-time hikes. It's 7:30 in the morning on day 4. I was going to go down to the lakes, but it's not going to be worth it given that the fog's quite thick. Two more. The only disappointing thing about this trek is the fact that people don't take their rubbish out with them. It's not everywhere, it's mainly in the campsites, but still, why would you litter such a pristine place? Got the last 200 metres over this pass, and then the descent home. Happy days. We're at the finish line. It's crazy, I've never seen so many flags. Looks like I'm going through the flag tunnel. That saddle there was the first pass we crossed on day 1.